What up, Tag Nation? We here talking about another WWE PLE. But of course, first and foremost,
Awesome to be here.
we gotta we gotta give you that intro.
T.A.G.
That's tag shit.
Free fall as I die through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really want.
What up, Tag Nation? Once again, it's us here talking about WWE Fastlane, which it wasn't a bad PLE. It wasn't one of the best PLEs, but I have been seeing the internet talking. A lot of people saying that they think it is the worst PLE of the year so far. So,
Be right.
but yeah. So as you can see, you have myself, ScooterRay, aka the Forever King,
Wrong.
aka I got my championship back, aka Mr. 8-time champion. 8-time. Sorry to Jaeger Bombastic over there.
You know, they do not ask how, just how many.
That is true. So, but yeah, we do got our
However,
heartthrob.
everybody does go back and be like, yeah, but they went a little dirty there. I was like, oh, they cheated. So I mean,
That's true. But hey, we do got our heartthrob.
worst
Jaeger Bombastic.
PLE in history. No, of 2023.
And then, of course, below we got our Forbidden Door Juggernaut 097. And it's been a minute since he's been on. So yeah, he finally tried to step through that forbidden door and come hang with us again. But yeah, WWE Fastlane. The pre-show, the only thing that happened at the pre-show that was noteworthy was Jade Cargill showed up, and that was it.
Okay, they only cared about one thing with the pre-show.
Like, Jade Cargill showed up, and it was nothing else to that. It was like, okay, they didn't bring her out in the show. They didn't do an interview. She wasn't, other than them mentioning it again, but that's all that happened was that they showed her arrive spectacularly to the arena, and that was it. And it was like, okay, cool.
She was looking.
Yeah, and she was in wrestling gear, like she was gonna go out there and like fight or something, which I thought was weird. But hey, Jay Cargill.
Her and Rhea.
But the show.
Her and
What's up?
Jack. I don't know. She should have. It should be lining up people for her to like wrestle like right now.
Well, I guess too. I guess eventually we'll see what show she's going to be on between either Raw or SmackDown too. So they never announced.
Apparently, it's rumored that she's going to be going to Raw, which I wouldn't want her. I don't really want her to go to Raw because there's a whole bunch of like big like Haas women on that show. You got Nia Jax over there. You got Piper Niven.
Rhea.
You got Rhea. You add Jade Cargill to that mix. I would like her to be. I mean, because I've been hearing some rumors about her like in her first feud being against Becky Lynch. So maybe she takes the title off of. Maybe she takes the NXT title Women's Championship off of Becky Lynch, and she does a little part time, down in NXT and some Raw. I don't know, but it's definitely gonna be interesting, because there's a lot of fantasy matches that people are coming up with, like people are saying Rhea and Jade Cargill, but I think that might happen down the line. I don't want to see that like right
Rhea, yeah, I wouldn't want to see that right away either.
I want to see that more like for like a WrestleMania match or like a bigger pay-per-view. But yeah,
that actually would be a good way to get her to NXT in a sense. If she takes that belt off of Becky, then like you said, she can kind of do like that Dominic type of situation where she could be between NXT and Raw, mainly probably on NXT. So that wouldn't actually not be a bad idea, depending on how long they want to keep that belt on Becky.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I doubt if Tegan takes the belt off of
No,
Becky on Monday.
Tegan's not
So,
taking that belt, and if she does, I'm gonna be really surprised if she does.
right. But yeah, the show opens up with there he goes. There he goes, the man himself, Lil Beasley, aka Mr. I still can't make history yet.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
No, man, we was robbed. Wait, I don't even know what I'm saying. I was robbed.
I was robbed. Me and Dizzle were robbed because me and
Who-
him
who is-
basically
You and Dizzle. Oh yeah, y'all pick like the same thing pretty
we
much.
picked the same thing.
There was no robberies. There was no robberies. It was. You know what? When we get there, I will tell y'all my mindset. But since Dizzle is here, we about to get ready to talk about it because I'm pretty sure we all have something to say here. First match of the night for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. You got the Judge Day, Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, Finn Balor versus the Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and main event, Jey Uso. What the
What the
fuck
fuck?
happened here?
What the fuck?
What the fuck happened here? Like, when I was watching this match, nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, said, hey, pick Cody and Jay. It wasn't
Yeah.
until JD Madonna hit Priest in the knee with the briefcase, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah,
But
this made absolutely no sense to put the titles on
no sense.
Jay and Cody. Like, everybody talks about, Cody finishing the story, and he's doing everything but finishing the story. Like, this makes
They're taking all the side quests.
Well, no, this is where I gotta interject. See, he is, but they're doing this shit a different way. Because I talked about this a few months back when I did my video on Cody Rhodes. I said, in order for Cody to get back to finish the story, he can't go for the World Heavyweight Championship. He needs to find his way back to SmackDown. The whole shit that they've been talking about with somebody's got to go back to somebody's got to go to SmackDown as a trade for Jay is going to be Cody. Cody has either made a deal for him to go to SmackDown, or it's going to become like some fucking uproar and he's going to sacrifice himself since he's the one that got Jay over. Either way, Cody's going to be the one that goes to SmackDown. So he is going to finish the story. This whole tag team title shit just makes no fucking sense unless they do what I was telling Scoot about when I said I had my theory about maybe the Usos being in cahoots with each other, and this whole thing with Jimmy on SmackDown and his antics and Jay going over to Raw is just a big ploy to, one, get the titles back for them, and then two, to basically turn their backs on Roman, and like they're making a deal with Cody so that way he can go ahead and have an actual straight up one-on-one match with Roman at WrestleMania. That way it can be fair and square. Other than that, if it's anything but that, I don't see it making any kind of fucking sense because there's just no point for the titles to be on them.
What tag team are on SmackDown right now?
Street
SmackDown,
Profits, LWO.
You got the Roots. Pretty Deadly comes back Friday. You also have
you have Theory and Waller acting as a
tag
team.
Theory and Waller are kind of acting as a tag team because they've been parading around that they're 2-0 as a tag team. So you got that.
You have LWO.
If you want to say Solo and Jimmy.
You have LWO.
And you got any combination of that. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. You got
LWO. LWO beat Cody and Jay. And then Cody goes to SmackDown that way.
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
That's not happening.
Yeah, not with LWO.
No, I'm kidding, man.
I would say I can see more of the Suit Profits taking it next, if anything.
Yo, you know what? When we get to that match, yeah.
And see, I have theories with that match too. The reason why, but
Street business.
I like that name better. Street. I don't like. What'd you call him? Street.
Profit.
No, you call him a different name for a minute there. Street
I call
or
them Suit Profits.
I
Street
think
Profits.
we called them like a multitude of
Oh,
different
yeah, we call
names.
them a multitude of names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Street Business. Street Business is like the best. Someone was calling Herb no.
Hurt Profits.
Hurt Profits. Yeah, I like Hurt Profits. Like that doesn't make any sense at all. Like what?
Mm.
So
Like,
I
no.
will say this, because I will be kind of throwing in stuff from the press conference too. Even when Jay and Cody were doing the press conference, it almost felt as if that was kind of like a last minute change. Like it didn't feel like this was something that was really supposed to happen, because one of the questions was asked was, "Hey Jay, this is your first time winning tag gold without your brother. You know, how does that feel?" And he was like, "Hey, I'm here. You know, we did it, this, that, and the third." And even Dizzle's question was addressed too, with the whole finishing the story. And they basically kind of just said what Dizzle said. It's more chapters. This is just another chapter
Yeah, side quest.
added to the story.
Like Jaeger said, yeah. Exactly. They're
So,
writing their own chapters here.
I mean, and so here's the thing too, because if it was a last minute thing, that means that Priest is. I mean, they did say he wasn't cleared for Monday, but if he is legitimately hurt like that to where he can't defend the titles and he can't do anything in ring on an extensive basis, there's still a way to use the rest of Judgment Day. You know, in this, you could have done the Freebird rule. You could have gone ahead and just had, you know, JD take up Priest's place, you know, for that to happen. You know, there's a lot of ways that you can go with this without having to take the straps off of them in a last minute decision, which makes it even worse. And at the same time, this whole thing with Cody and the Judgment Day, it has to fucking stop.
And you know, that was somebody said too, that if you really look at WWE in almost the last, like, I think they said 8 months, Cody has been fighting some member of the Judgment Day. Yeah. And it's like, geez.
And you know, this was just basically, I mean, this was a typical Raw match, you know, that you see on the main event of Raw. And there were so many interferences, like with Judgment Day, you know, JD coming down. I mean, I like the whole Rhea and Jay kind of scenario that they were doing.
Yeah,
the whole thing that she's been doing. That's been pretty cool as of late. But yeah, I did not see, like, the way you put it. Like, I did not see the Judgment Day losing titles. Like, no way in my mind. Like, you know, when I was looking at my predictions, like, yeah, no way Judgment Day's losing. No way.
I mean, I would have, because that's the only match that I was like going back and forth on, because it just seemed just off the wall for that to happen. It's just because, granted, any type of television taping that this match would have happened on, you could easily say Judgment Day is going to take it because it's a TV match, and you got Cody and Jay on it. It's like something shenanigans are going to ensue. But there was always that percentage, like, oh shit, it's a PLE. You know, and they're really trying to head up
I never had that here. This was, I told you, it was only the next match we're going to talk about and the main event were the only two matches where I was a little conflicted on who could win. But never did I think that this was going to happen, considering, you know, especially with Dom just winning the North American title back. So it was like, now Judgment Day has all the gold again. Why would they now take the titles off of Priest and Balor? So,
well, here's my issue, and this is an issue with not just this, but the whole thing with these promotions. Because of what AEW is doing, and they're doing a lot of shit on their own. Lately, it seemed that WWE is acting the same way Vince was acting once when the Black and Gold NXT was head up against AEW. And so now they're trying to pack every single thing with something that's going to keep you watching. And when you said it could have been a last minute decision, I believe that. I believe that could have been the case based on what's been going on. Because I mean, look at this coming Tuesday. or Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday.
No, it's Tuesday because
Tuesday.
AW is going to be on Tuesday.
Yeah, this coming Tuesday. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there because that's a conversation for a different day, because I was about to just go off on this whole NXT Tuesday.
Hey,
Wait,
hey, if you wanna,
which match results?
if you want to do like a side video discussing Tuesday, we can do it after this.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We can do it after this.
Yeah.
Because you know what? We'll get to that after the so. Stick around after the Fastlane situation if you want to see a bonus video discussing WWE and their pettiness. But yeah, next up, if y'all didn't get what we were saying, Cody, Jay win the tag team championships. There you go. The next match, which I went against my better judgment, the LWO versus the Street Business. You know, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. And this is the reason why I went against my better judgment. I watched SmackDown, and the Street Business beat the shit out of LWO. And Ray made it a point to tell Santos, I'm going to make a phone call. And something told me I should have went with the LWO. Because for Ray to say he has to make a phone call is like, okay, obviously it's somebody important. Because otherwise, if it was Dragon Lee, he would have asked Dragon Lee backstage because Dragon Lee went against Austin Theory. So obviously this was going to be somebody important. And I was kind of thinking with the same mind as Dizzle, Street Business is really just forming. Why would they lose?
And also, there's some dissension already in Street Business as well, because like they're just like really booking them really weird right now, like with the whole thing that because then they lose a match or something, and then Bobby Lashley got mad.
What happened was that Bobby is basically trying to tell them, if you want my tutelage and if you want my guidance, prove it.
Yeah.
So the week before, he let them be because he was like, obviously y'all don't want this, I'm out. Then the next week, they showed their teeth in a sense by beating up the LWO. So Lashley was kind of like, okay, now we can do this.
Yeah.
And Friday was kind of like their introduction to being an actual jailed group. But then this shit happens last night.
Yeah, it's the same thing that MVP did to Bobby Lashley before he started the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
Basically.
Freaking
yeah.
No, but that was like their first match together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, there was all the reason to have them go over in this match. And yeah, I didn't like even with Ray's phone call, I was thinking, yeah, no, this should still be fine.
And then
also it was kind of weird that they didn't bring out the mystery person, you know, which the mystery person I don't know if you mentioned it was Carlito.
No, but I was about to get it say, and then the mystery partner ended up being Carlito. But
yeah, but I don't know why they didn't
I guess
have
that was to build that suspense that they was talking about. That remember what Ray said at the beginning of the show? I called, I sent the text. I know he read it. We'll see what happens. You know.
Yeah.
Look. Honestly, LWO right now is fucking trash. And it's Rey Mysterio's fault. Right. Because it's like, one, you're supposed to be a unit. You're supposed to, I mean, it's different with, okay, it's different with the New World Order because you have the New World Order, you know, Hogan was like the main dude. So if he came out with his own entrance music and had his whole entrance and everything like that, it's fine. Ray is not that because you got Latino World Order. There's a unity within the name. So it's like, why come out separately like that? Just so that way Ray could get his pop intro theme and all this other shit. Like, it's stupid.
Like, you know, he needs it.
Yeah. You're supposed to be building up everybody else around you. And, you know, again, it's like this is why Ray needs to be out of LWO as soon as possible.
Like I said, I honestly thought the seed was going to be sown when Santos lost, but due to the fact of the Street Profits jumping Santos and Ray after the United States titles match, I thought the seeds was going to be sown when Santos had lost that match against Ray.
Yeah.
But now, if Carlito is officially back and then officially back into the fold, maybe Carlito might be the reason Santos be like, you know what, I'm out. So I don't know.
Or Carlito takes LWO from Ray.
That too?
I would prefer that one. Because I think they still need to be a faction, mainly because of how Legado del Fantasma was still rocking the LWO logo within their own
True.
acronym. So they had already embodied that spirit beforehand. And granted, Ray is a legacy member of the LWO, but I mean, let's face it, Ray was not the most important member of the LWO when the LWO had first been initiated. It was Eddie Guerrero.
And you know what's actually funny? Shout outs to Cultaholics. They do that what happened to that wrestler. And a few months back they did the LWO, and they mentioned Ray was the last to join because he was forced to join. Because he lost the match and he had to join. So yeah.
Wow. I forgot about that.
Ridiculous.
But
about the match, I thought the match was
Carlito
okay.
Gets the dub. I guess we'll see what Street Business does Friday, because Montez was the one that did take the pin. So
yeah,
we shall see. We shall see. In the next match, which my message never fully came through because my signal was acting weird. This next match, Dizzle so eloquently put in the chat, if a certain someone wins, I'm flipping chairs. And thank God he didn't have to flip chairs. But
all right, hold up.
Well, hold on. Triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, Asuka. What you got, Dizzle?
This
How
is
does she look different?
probably the only time I'm going to give a certain level of props to a certain individual.
Hey, you better not throw any shade on her. Better not do it. Better not do it.
She actually took the fucking pin.
Yeah. Yeah, she did. She did.
Granted, they'll start to say shenanigans because Bailey got involved in all this other shit, but she still took the pin.
She did.
That being said, still not a fan of Charlotte Flair.
Hey, you know what? Her pictures on Insta, though. Sheesh.
Oh my God, man.
That's all I gotta say. Her pictures on Insta. Man, I love me some Charlotte Flair. Don't you throw
All I'm saying is all the Charlotte Flair pics in the world couldn't help me but notice that's like her 15th picture that looks just a little bit different than the last one.
I mean, you do have a point, but she needs to be around this women. She doesn't always need to win the title, but she needs to be revolve around the main event scene. Like
No, she needs to go away.
No, I completely disagree with that. Because the problem is, because the problem with that notion is the same reason why they keep bringing Brock back. If we keep thinking that Charlotte Flair needs to be in the main event picture to help whatever champion is champion, then we can never get nobody over. Nobody can ever get over. And the same reason why, hey, some starts getting stale, get the Brock button. Brock button. No. It's the same shit.
I'll argue
it was always the fact that every time, like even when she got injured, every time that we thought, she's been gone a little while. Hey, man, this is great. There's been new champions. People are getting over. Where's Charlotte been? And then here she comes, like, seeing somebody get crowned at SummerSlam or WrestleMania, just lurking right around this fucking corner like this, just keeping a fucking eye on you.
I have never once asked that question when she was gone.
You know what?
I took that shit in. I took that shit in like a fresh glass of water. every time.
Like a fresh
But here's the thing that I will argue the fact about this though. Brock, even though when they press the Brock button, Brock actually does it in a way where it's like, yeah, Brock can be selfish, and I can agree and attest to that because I mean he's earned it. But at the same time, Brock does have a tendency to give back to people that he would deem would be worthy of said thing. He didn't do it with Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe got a good build out of it though. So
yes, he did.
But yeah, he does give credit where credit's due when he needs to. So I'll give him that. But Charlotte has definitely not done that in my eyes because I think everything that she's done has been for her. And anytime that she complains about not, or not having a good title run or whatever, she hasn't really done anything outside of the title to be recognized. Like you see Bayley doing her thing. You see Sasha when she was there doing what she needed to do, taking a backseat to certain people. You see Becky. Becky is starting to toe the line of the Charlotte shit right now with me, though, for sure. But we'll get to that when we talk about NXT. But yeah, there's other people in the same position as her that's been doing stuff for other people. If Charlotte was here building up other people, like if she built up Bianca, if she built up Asuka instead of constantly beating her, it wouldn't have been an issue, but she doesn't. And let me stop my rant on Charlotte because
then
you're pointing at a really good fact here.
Like she loses the title. I get your guys' point. Like she loses the title and then she wins it again. Like how many times has she held title? Was it Is it 13?
Right now it's at 14.
14. Like, yeah, she's definitely gonna be breaking. She's gonna be breaking that streak, just because her last name is Flair. They just want to have her have 16 titles, the same as her dad.
Oh, she's of course gonna get the 16.
But I don't know. I mean, she's great in the ring, but yeah, I get your guys' point. But this match was really entertaining here. I like all three.
The match wasn't bad,
Yeah,
it was solid.
Yeah, it was definitely a solid match. I mean, there was kind of fuckery at the end, with Bayley coming down. I go like, oh no, Bayley's going to cost. I go like, Bayley's going to cost Asuka. I mean, not Asuka. Going to cost EO the match here, and Charlotte's going to end up winning some way. She's going to cost her. Like I had the feeling that was going to happen, but no, we actually had EO Sky retain.
If it does turn into a situation where this is just lead up to a Bayley and Charlotte match without the title, I'll give Charlotte more credit, especially if she goes this whole fucking year without winning a title. Because I think she was just at Mania, right? Where she
was the champion at Mania, because she faced Rhea.
So since then she hasn't had a title. So if she goes the rest of the year without a title, I'll give her props.
I don't feel like this is going to be the case. I feel like we're going to have a match at Crown Jewel between EO and Charlotte. I feel like that's the way they might lean towards.
Man, I'm flipping 2 chairs if Charlotte beats EO in that situation.
He said he flipping 2 of them.
I'd rather see EO and Asuka just in a one-on-one match.
They've spoiled EO and Asuka. They should have held this off. They shouldn't have had them wrestle as much as they have so far.
Also, there's also been some rumors about Kairi Sane coming back into the mix because
she will be. I don't know if she's signed yet. I know she was in talks, but I don't think she signed anything yet.
Yeah, because her contract ends with Stardom, like I think October 9th. So it's coming up here. But
she damn sure gonna be coming back the way Nia came back. Nia came back as favorite to The Rock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
But hey, like
why did Nia come back? No, aside from being a favorite of The Rock.
What's up?
He said aside, like, wait. So wait, she's only back because of a favorite of The Rock?
Basically.
Damn, I did not know that.
They have reported that it was around because she came back pretty much around the time where The Rock had showed back up, and then they had reported that it was done as a favor to The Rock.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But you got a solid point on Becky being a little bit more like Charlotte, because fucking not even like Bayley started to do the mentorship thing, and yet here Charlotte and Becky are not doing that. They'd rather get over with legends or have like these WrestleMania moments. Like,
I'll say this before we
yeah,
get into that video later on.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
all Becky's fault though.
That's fair. It does come down to booking.
We'll definitely get into that.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Jade yet?
Yeah, we talked about Jade a little bit with her, like with that segment she did,
Showing up. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I thought
all
she
we
would
were
have
done.
done more, but
Yeah, I thought that
Yeah, no,
she
she was
would have done
100%.
more as well. Like I thought that maybe she would
I
have
thought they were gonna
confronted.
throw her straight in. Yeah.
and they should not. They
To
should
be honest,
not.
they should have threw
Yeah.
her in like
They should tease her. No, I agree. They should tease her.
they should have had her show up at No Mercy, I think, or had her be a part of the breakout tournament for NXT.
That would have been fine. She needs. Look, I get they're trying to push the rocket behind Jade because I know it's coming,
Hmm.
but she needs to go to NXT.
I agree.
She needs to go to NXT, and it's not because like she's a bad worker. She's actually good for her size and everything, and her promos have gotten better since being in AEW. But she can only get better at NXT. If Jade coming in is basically, well, sorry, let me flip that. If Becky winning the NXT
Mhm.
championship is for Jade to come and squash her, or in some regard like that, I'd be fine with that. I
Yes,
wouldn't
See,
like it
that's what
100%.
we mentioned at the beginning.
that's what I mentioned. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we mentioned at the beginning. But you know what? We'll definitely get more into that when we had an
Yes.
NXT discussion afterwards. But yeah, we did mention that. Um, the most gimme match was next. I mean, this was pretty much the most predictable match of the whole card. Uh, John Cena, LA Knight, yeah, versus the
Yeah.
Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso. There's no point in this match. I thought Jimmy and Solo was going to win. No
No.
point.
No.
There was not no moment in this match that I thought Jimmy and Solo was going to win.
Yeah, there was a big fat 0% that I thought that Jimmy and Solo were gonna win this match. I mean, this isn't like another typical kind of like SmackDown main event match. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
you had Cena getting beat down a lot in this match here. You know, he had some nice spots. And then LA Knight came in, the whole crowd was behind LA Knight, you know, they were saying, yeah, you know, to all the moves that he was hitting. You know, everybody was so behind LA Knight. You know, the Bloodline, you know, they were doing all their shenanigans in this match. And
Now, had this would have been the original iteration of this match, maybe I could see Jimmy and Solo winning. But since AJ Styles was replaced by LA Knight, they wasn't gonna win.
yeah, I mean, LA Knight, he's so hot right now. Yeah, they need to
Mm-hmm.
keep his momentum going.
Remind me again why AJ Styles got taken out.
The
Because he had been
Bloodline beat the
beefing
shit
with
out of him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a chance that I assumed that this match could have gone the other way. I also
Okay.
believe that this match should have gone the other way.
Okay.
Because especially if you want to generate more heat, you've had the situation with Jimmy kind of running amok on SmackDown, Paul not being able to contain anything, Solo basically going off the rail with basically attacking whoever he wants to attack. You've had LA Knight calling out everybody, including Roman Reigns, and basically making it seem like he's the big man in charge. And then you got Cena coming back. If
Mhm.
Roman would have showed up here and speared or Superman punched LA Knight to have them pin him for the win, then you would have had something to look forward to on SmackDown because you already know he's coming back. But having
Yeah.
all this go on for all these weeks and then Roman not doing anything about it, have him come back right here, especially if that's what I thought it was probably going to be the main event. But you have him come back, and now you have a match. Granted, LA Knight wouldn't beat Roman in this situation right now, but to build that heat for that, to have him come just this close, I mean, to put him somewhere, I mean, at least it would generate something at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of having the predictable outcome, which would be Jimmy and Solo losing, because yeah, it's just it's paint by the numbers. I'm not mad at it because I'm glad
Yeah.
they're behind LA Knight, but at the same time, you know, for the bigger bill.
Yeah.
And it
So
looks like they're going to be running back Cena and Roman at Crown Jewel.
And that's the reason why I never thought the Bloodline was going to win with what you just said right there.
Yeah, because it's too early to do LA Knight versus Roman Reigns, in a one-on-one match. Like that is gonna ruin LA Knight's.
Oh no! I'm not saying do it right now or anytime soon. I'm just saying have the build up to it, because you want LA Knight to be the person to go up against, because it's gonna be a Batista Daniel Bryan situation with Cody and LA Knight once it gets to the point where Cody goes to SmackDown. Because LA Knight is already building up something. So you want to have him go up against Roman and basically kind of what we said before, like before Mania happened. And we said that Sammy was showing the chinks in Roman's armor for Cody to win at Mania. So now you do the reverse with LA Knight and you have him show the chinks that, okay, the bloodline's still falling apart. Cody can come ahead and lick the bones clean. Granted, people may not like it fully, but then you can build LA Knight and Cody down the line as well.
Yeah. I can see that. I can definitely see that. And then too, there's also a rumor still swirling that, there's a certain Dwayne that could be the one to potentially take the belt.
I don't want to see that. They don't need the title round.
They don't.
Dwayne.
They definitely don't. Jugs is right.
And
like if they want to do a match, that's fine, but the title does not need to be around.
What they need to do is have Dwayne versus Cody for maybe night 1, and then Cody versus Roman for night 2.
And when we talk about this main event, I need to fill Jaeger in on something too.
Hold on. If they're gonna do Dwayne versus Roman, it's gonna have to be night 1, and then winner of that goes to night 2. But that's weird.
We'll see. I mean, there's a strong possibility Dwayne could potentially win the Rumble.
No.
And have a guaranteed
number. Watch him be number like 28.
So the reason why I believe that shit won't happen is to say, and I'm glad Cena basically went out and said it. It's because of the acting contract shit.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Cena and Dwayne are both full-on actors at this point. They'll come for cameos here and there, but there's no way that I see Cena winning another title, and there's no way that I see The Rock winning it. Cena maybe. Cena has like a 20% chance. Rock has a 0% chance at winning a title at this point in time. They have too much at stake that could ruin them outside of professional wrestling than they do messing up outside of professional wrestling. So it's that's why the match with Roman can't and should never be for the title.
For the title makes sense.
Yeah. No, I agree with you completely. It should never be a thing to begin with. He doesn't.
All right. Well, once again, Cena and Knight gets the dub, and we move on to our main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. Last man standing, Seth freaking Rollins versus the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, before we get into the nitty gritty,
I'm mad.
Gentlemen,
no,
75% of this group, y'all went for Shinsuke, and I want to know what was y'all thought process with going for Shin.
Okay, the reason why
I would go for fucking best of 3, give it a fucking rubber match. Like,
the reason why I would go for Shinsuke is because Seth Rollins, okay, he has this back injury going on, okay, and he said he's been having this for a while here, and since this is a last man standing match, he doesn't have to get pinned. So Seth Rollins, he would still look strong here, okay.
Okay.
So I was saying, give Shinsuke the win, but when I saw that segment, before this main event, with Rhea taking the briefcase from Damon, I'm like, God damn, Seth Rollins is going to retain. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love what Rollins is doing, but this title reign, I don't know, it's just kind of, I don't know, I'm not really feeling it right now. I don't know if you guys are feeling the same way, but I'm not feeling this title reign right now. But I thought this was a perfect time to take the title off of Seth Rollins and put it on Nakamura, even if it's like a short title reign. At least he can hold it for a little bit. Maybe as short as Jaeger.
Dang.
You bald-headed
I,
demon.
I had to take shots there. But yeah, this was like the perfect opportunity to take the title off of him.
Okay. Dizzle.
There's more to gain from Shinsuke winning than Rollins winning. At this point, and I'm pretty sure that when I say this, everybody will agree. Rollins is bigger than the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
Yes.
And at first, you can sit here and look at the championship as like a secondary, and that's cool. But when you look at Rollins and you look at how he's taken losses for certain people, he has been in a situation where it wasn't favorable for him, whether it be going up against Cody, Roman, whoever, or Theory, Lashley. Rollins has always been okay. Win, lose, draw, no matter what. There has been no dip in his popularity. There's actually been a complete rise in his popularity. And the thing about this is the fact that now that he's made the title what it is, and he's gotten further with it, you finally put him in a PLE where he's the main event. I looked at this like, all right, cool. Kudos to him. You get to send him off on vacation with him actually having his belt in the main event of a PLE. Cool. At the same time, you have Shinsuke. You've put so much stock into building this foreign. I'm saying that because he's been speaking Japanese in most of his promos, and an excellent villain that Shinsuke has become.
Yes.
And there's no point in going back-to-back PLEs for Shinsuke to lose twice. This is almost in the same vein as how Rollins did The Fiend in the Hell in a Cell match. It's just no reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
You had every reason to give Rollins a way out with this match. Even if Shinsuke would have lost, if Rollins would have lost the belt, whether it be the Priest too, you can easily come back and have Shinsuke be like, you know what? Well, I broke him down. I did this to him. So even though I lost, I still won. I still sent him this way. But Rollins winning, standing tall, no briefcase cash in, no nothing. He gets to show back up on Monday. Perfectly fine. Makes Shinsuke look even worse than he did before. At least with the first match, when he came back, he was able to say, oh shit, I pretty much broke you. Like I figured you out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you have another match a month later, and it's the same result.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way that Shinsuke can come back and be like, oh, well, you barely stood up. If we go one more again, we'll be good, and I'll take it from you. No, nobody's gonna believe you.
Yeah,
and he
exactly.
still didn't change his fucking ring gear. I'm mad at that.
Also, WWE, stance with their, whole Japanese, these Joshi, what are they called? Joshi Pro or whatever they are. And you know what?
Yeah.
Their whole stance on Japanese wrestlers. They don't like giving them titles. They don't.
Then don't put them in main events.
They don't put them in main events. It's terrible. But they are doing something different with Io, which I'm happy about. She's.
So I will say
They gave Asuka a nice long run.
They did. So I will say this: the only reason I went for Seth Rollins was because of the product. Watching Raw these last ever since I forgot the last PLE, but Shinsuke has been beating the shit out of Rollins every week since the last pay-per-view.
Was it Payback?
Payback, yeah.
Yes. So ever since Payback, Shinsuke has been beating up Rollins. So it's like,
that was WWE logic, they usually win.
That's why I used the WWE logic. It was like, okay, for Shinsuke to keep beating the shit out of Rollins, obviously Rollins got to get his quote unquote payback here, and this was it. Now the only thing I truly hated in this match was Shinsuke's damage output was way worse than Rollins.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because
Rollins,
he barely got damaged.
Rollins got his ass beat, and for that move, which was the Falcon Arrow off the top, and that move was the move that put Shinsuke down. It was like, oh really? Like that did it?
I mean, yeah, Falcon
Yeah, but
Arrow off the top's pretty fucking legit. Not gonna lie.
I mean,
it was
it
gonna
is, but
impact my
considering
match.
what Shinsuke did to Rollins, it
Yeah,
was
no,
like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, you have a point.
Because I like
At
the
the
whole
same
thing. I thought
time.
the table spot, when Shinsuke did the mist into the face
I
of
thought that was
Rollins,
it.
I thought
Yeah.
like, okay, we got a new champion here, and then queue up. When they kept doing the shot towards the stage, like Damian Priest is gonna be coming out because they did like a table spot. They kept like queuing up, like showing up on
Mm-hmm.
the stage. Like Damian Priest is gonna come out during the match, and this fuck everything up here. I thought that was gonna happen.
But
Um,
no, it
I
stayed where it
wanna,
stayed.
I'm gonna shoot across the bow here, guys, and I want to thank AEW for being inclusive in the mist gimmick, to where it's not just Asian people that do it in wrestling; it is white people as well. Thank you for including Julia Hart in what is usually a one ethnicity dominated field. Thank you for the
And you
inclusion.
know it was actually funny? Because I even mentioned this to Ashley. I thought it was funny that Shinsuke's miss was red, so that way it could give the effect that Rollins was bleeding all
That's what I
over.
was thinking
Oh
too.
yeah,
yeah,
I thought he
Yeah.
got busted open somewhere. Like, damn, how did Rollins get busted open so much?
I think they're trying to minimize the amount of blood that, because I don't even think they're bleeding anymore. I think whatever blood happens, it's
It's
actually
all
legit.
accidental.
Yeah, someone actually got busted open throughout the night. I don't remember who it was, but someone actually did get busted open.
Mm.
Yeah,
Did y'all see that leaked video of CM Punk like blading for
Yeah,
his
I did
yeah.
last
see that. What it was at All In.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when he
Yeah,
was on
that
the table.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for bringing that up, Jaeger, because you
Nice
know,
segue.
with the rumors that a certain Phil Brooks could be returning
God damn it! No,
in November at Survivor Series, we are
no,
potentially living in a world, thanks to Authors of
no,
Wrestling, we are potentially
no.
living in a world where one Phil Brooks could be taking the belt off of Seth freaking Rollins.
No, is this why Shinsuke didn't win?
It's
Okay,
a possibility.
I know I'll believe it
No,
when I see it, but I'll believe it when I see it. Like I don't want. I mean, CM Punk,
no,
he's good in the ring, but him as a personality, like him backstage,
no.
he's a cancer.
He's gonna be there for like a month, and then he's just gonna be like, Endeavor is hiding so much money from us. Like how much money we're losing, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you're this guy," and then they're gonna get rid of him.
Hey,
Here's where I throw my hypothetical promoter hat on,
Ugh.
what you
because
got?
I feel like, no pun intended, I am
Ugh.
under the belief that
Fucking great.
they've kind of figured this out, and I think they've pretty much had this plan. Because I mean, you think about how bad everybody talked about Ultimate Warrior, and Trips got him back, where he hated the fucking company.
Yeah.
I believe that CM Punk coming back to WWE is not going to be for a long time. I think
I
they're
don't
going to
think
have
so.
something planned out for him at a year max, maybe. And then I think he
Yeah.
goes into the Hall of Fame, to where he leaves off on a good note before anything can get sour. They do put
Yeah.
the belt on him at some point against somebody. And then at that point, once he goes into the Hall of Fame, that's it. He's done with wrestling. He can get his pension, whatever, and ride off into the sunset. The only good thing that can come out of this, though, is with CM Punk going back to WWE, we have a potential to get AJ Lee back as well.
Yeah, I'm
Potential.
fine with that.
And
wanted-
if that's the case, then that's the caveat that I would want to go with, because if he's going in for like a year and gets in Hall of Fame, she's going to be there for a lot longer on her own.
Yeah, because how
Yeah.
old is AJ Lee? What's her age?
She's like 35, I believe.
Yeah,
wasn't
can
she?
still
Wasn't she
wrestle.
doing? I thought she was doing something with the company, like with WWE.
With
She was doing a comic book.
she was doing something with I think Women of Wrestling.
Yeah, Women of Wrestling. I thought so.
She was also on the show Heels, apparently, with Punk.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see, how old is she right now?
I think she's like in her
36.
mid.
Oh, damn. Wait, how old is Punk again?
Is he
Punk is
40,
44, 43?
44.
Oh yeah.
44.
So yeah, 36. I mean, that's around the same age as Bailey and Charlotte and Becky and all them. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it like works out perfectly that she can get what she wants. Punk can leave off on a good note with WWE, and then AJ can go ahead and actually wrestle in an era that's catered to her.
Yeah, because the era that she was in, when she was wrestling like Caitlyn, like people, like
She was ahead of her time at that point.
it was ahead of her time. I mean, the Paige stuff was cool that she did. That was okay, but
Look, excuse me.
when she was facing all those like people that like when they were like all women make what was the whole trend that they were doing, Divas Revolution or whatever, Women's Revolution.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Terrible
Look,
time for
actually,
women's
he was a great wrestler then. Anyways,
Cheers.
I want to see it, but she's got injuries. She had a neck injury. She has to like get the injuries addressed. I want to see her wrestle. I'm all for seeing her wrestle. She's she's like my it woman as far as she was like more like my Trish Stratus than a lot of people's Trish Stratus's was.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely want to see her come back. That was like the only reason I wanted I was like, okay, let's just tolerate Punk for a little bit, because I kept looking at news and seeing that she could possibly come back soon. But yeah, hopefully she is able to wrestle again though. That'd be great to see her on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah. But I mean, all in all, that was Fastlane. That was their latest PLE. They have Crown Jewel coming up. We will see what happens and how they book Crown Jewel, and of course, Survivor Series. Which I'm kind of interested to see how they're gonna book Survivor Series. Are they gonna do another War Games? Are they gonna just do teams on teams? Show versus show. So I'm kind of interested to see how they do
I hope
Survivor Series.
Show.
I
think
I had an idea of how they're gonna do Survivor Series when I think it was a couple Raws back when Jay first came, and you saw Cody, Jay, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. And I think they might do them against the Judgment Day if that's the case. But outside of that, that's the only one that I can really see. Other than that, I really don't see them doing much as far as stable or faction warfare. Unless you just throw people together.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to see War Games come back, this year. I mean, that'd be cool, but I don't know. I don't like. There hasn't been anything talked about, War Games could be, coming back this year. And I don't want them to do
especially
like
on the women's side, because there definitely hasn't been women beefing like that would result for women to have a War Game. So
yeah,
they'd have to pick it up fast as fuck. Let's see, when is?
But
I think it's November. It's like the weekend of Thanksgiving, like that.
25th. Yeah,
they would have to get something going this week.
And then, of course, we got a Full Gear coming up. Also
in
November.
Damn it, man!
They're adding more pay-per-views as well. I heard there's going to be a December pay-per-view for AEW. So we're going.
I mean, Winter is Coming has practically been their December pay-per-view for a while now.
I wonder if they're going to actually make it up, because I wonder if they're going to actually make it a pay-per-view.
That'd be cool.
Winter is coming. Just make it a
That's
pay-per-view.
Yeah. All right. You know, well, to sign off this video, Dizzle, go and hit him with that beautiful outro.
All right, whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave all your comments, concerns, questions down below. Don't forget to hit that, tag that subscribe button, the notification bell, all that good stuff, so that way you get notified and updated whenever we drop something on this channel. But until then, until you hear these immaculate voices and see these handsome faces, we bid you all adieu. And as I give up a nice toot sweet to the bros. Bada bam.
Yeah.
Bid you all adieu, and until next time, you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mother effers. Tag the fucketh. Ow.
Dollars make a way to make a change. Gotta be insane to make them same mistakes again. So I'm switching lane to lane.